Okay, so today we are going to study about patent landscapes analysis or patent landscape study, and this is a preliminary part of I will say the FTO analysis. So FTO or freedom to operate analysis is more of a larger term and more of a bigger analysis, and the initial part of it has to be the patent landscape study. So in short, basically FTO means basically that okay, so you want to work on that particular problem which can provide the commercial outcome if you do research, like let's say in a longer term. So and you don't want to infringe on others' patents, so and also a lot of other aspect you need to understand. So the first part of FTO is a patent landscape study or landscape analysis. So today we are going to learn about it, or I will give you a simple view of how you can perform or how you can strategize your patent landscape study. So before I start into the video, so I just want to tell you that so I haven't taken any example or scientific study as an example. Rather, I try to give you the to-do list or the tips that you should follow or you can follow, because if I want to delve into a specific example, that may not be very interesting for you, so I'm consciously avoiding that. So first question, why do we want to do patent landscape analysis? So patent landscape analysis is that okay, so that this thing you can do in the middle of the project or start of the project itself, but I think start of the project is at the start of the project is good idea, or maybe doing it at both time, and in the middle of the project you can do it with much rigor and much focus, but start of the project is necessary because that will give you some idea about what works had been done. So we as a academician, working in maybe university and all this thing, so we are used to read paper literature from journals and all this thing, and but we are not really used to, or many of us are not used to reading or searching patents. We know maybe Google patent search engine, but there is a lot of in it, and we need to understand that. So the question why we need to patent landscape analysis, because let's say you want to investigate or you want to dedicate your 5 or 6 or 10 years of your research time into something of a problem, some problem that you feel is very interesting and has some commercial value in future, so first thing you want to understand that how much work had been done, and more importantly how much work had been legally defined that work belongs to someone else. So that is basically patent, whereas paper doesn't have any legal boundary or legal thing that so papers are written just for that, so that you can reproduce those results, of course. So yeah, so that's the reason why you want to do patent landscape analysis. Now second topic that I will show you is what are the major data sources, more importantly free data sources that are available that you can use to do patent landscape analysis. And more important next step is how you search it, because this is not like a Google search engine, it's more complex than doing our paper search on Web of Science. We know that Web of Science is much better than Google Scholar, as I know for sure. It is a very good website where you can search your papers in a very efficient way, but searching on a patent database is way more complex. Something, I mean, in the direction of Web of Science search, but it is way more complex. So we need to understand the detail of it in a good way so that you can, and it's something that you will not be learned just one shot. It will take some time, but it's good to know the basics at least to start with. And it's very important that depending on your, so there are various strategies you can apply and in the search process, and various steps you can follow, like stage 1, stage 2, and each stage you will get more focused on your particular problem or particular set of technologies that you are interested in. In fact, if you're doing this thing at the start of your project, you may not really know that what exactly will be your project. So that in that sense, this particular task of patent and landscape analysis will give you more of a very clear view what can be your project is about, the long-term project will be about. So that we will discuss that this particular smart search strategies, what you can apply. And finally, more importantly, or very important also, is how after getting, let's say, 50 or 80 or 90 relevant patents throughout the whole database, how you can not just reading it, but reading and making some database or some sort of presentation or something that you can look back later, how you can do this or make a smart database so that you can assess it and analyze it and categorize those patents into different divisions. Like some patents may be related to industrial process and all these things. So that part is very important. So we'll discuss these topics. So we all know about intellectual property right, and there is a particular international organization called World Intellectual Property Organization, which basically takes care about this patent and the regulation and how patents, the regulatory thing and all this thing. And more importantly, India is the signatory of WIPO, World Intellectual Property Organization. And so now just to give you some basics about it. So IPR or intellectual property rights can be of two types: copyright and related rights items and industrial property items. So copyright and related rights item are basically like literary work, artistic work like paintings and all this thing, musical works, architectural drawings also can fall in that category. And on the other hand, industrial property items are basically inventions, trademarks and design. And as you can see that in our case it is actually the invention that we are talking about, and that falls under industrial property item. So the question is why, as a academician, like as professors working in universities and institutes, why we want to do patent landscape analysis. So as you know that a lot of big organization, those they have their R&D team in the company, and they do research they do research in a totally different way, more of a commercial focused way, whereas in university we do more of a proof of concept research. Our research, even if it is in engineering level, even if it is basic science, we do more of a proof of concept research. But in the end, of course, there is always a lot of opportunity for academicians also to come up with innovative idea, and more importantly making a patent out of it, so that the researcher as well as the university can make a benefit of it, in the future, like licensing it, if we are lucky. So anyway, so what I want to say is that there is a difference between the research culture happening in R&D sector of the various big industries and universities. But still, and of course, in industry research, they generate a lot of IP, lot of patents. Compared to universities, it must be large, that I am sure of. But still, maybe there are a lot of domain and a lot of avenues where academic people can contribute to this thing in a more of a impactful way, in specific niche domain, I will say, or maybe opening new frontier. So in that case, we as a academician working in universities, our research is basically public funded research projects, and those are limited fund, and you can't hire some patent firm to do your FTO or do your patent landscape analysis, which will be ideal, because as many of you know, that patent landscape analysis itself is a very tedious task, and there are a lot of things we may not understand about it, but and which will be best to leave it to the professionals. But the point is, in India, of course, and maybe in other countries also, a lot of countries, public funded research may not have that extra fund to do or outsource this patent landscape analysis or FTO analysis. So in that case, you want to do it yourself, this patent landscape analysis. And in that case, how you going to proceed? So that's the more or less the motivation of making this video. So yeah, okay, so these are mainly the databases where you can find a lot of patents. As you can see, US and Europe has two different databases, and now and also if you see the graph of who basically creates the most of the patent, which country creates most of the patent, you will see that Japan is a big or significant contributor. So you may want to look into that also. And I believe most probably US patent website also, I'm not really sure. The question is actually that how you can make sure that whether I have to go to each country's website and search it or something like that, or whether there is. So we know for sure that there is a website for World Intellectual Property Organization, WIPO. So I'm not really sure, so I have to check. So I will check and inform you that this website, does it contain all the patent throughout the world? Most probably not, or maybe yes, who knows. And also, of course, we have the Indian Patent Office website here. And as I said that so that learning how you can search in every database itself is something that will not be possible to just learn it just one day, because it's a tedious task, and each website has different structure and different sets of rules for searching, so it will take some time. So yeah, so in next I will show you a screen record of for how we can do the search on these databases one by one, and I will try to give you very basic level of information rather than rather making it too complex. And also I will provide you some document PDF and which you can use, which are basically a cheat sheet kind of thing. You can consider it a cheat sheet. and you can download it from the information section and you can use it. So yeah, so we'll go I will now I will go into the go into my screen. Okay, so first let's say European Patent Office. So you have to go to this particular link that I had provided in the slide also, and you have to go here, open this link here, and this will lead to the search page. So now you write something here. So there are a lot of keywords that you need to know. So I will provide a PDF through which you can get very straightforward information about what are the okay, so I will check also. So this is like this NF text will search throughout all text, and end text will search in title, abstract, and names. So, and also a lot of other things. So this is like a cheat sheet. You can use Boolean operator, proximity operators similar to Web of Science, comparison operator, and of course detail thing, as I was talking, that it is not really simple as Web of Science. There are a lot of other things. So I will just give you more of a simple flavor and basic description rather than going into the detail. So end text is then you write like, so for example, I work in single photon emission computed tomography, or in text, or it can be spec also, and you want to execute this thing in one at first, and I want to so this will give maybe lot of patents. So I want to focus on single small animal imaging application of SPECT. So for that I will do. Now it is very much true that in that case the small animal term may not be used in abstract, or maybe in abstract but maybe not in title, or who knows, maybe in the text it appears. So you need to make it like full text search. So that for that it is NF text, and you can yeah, I mean, I think we don't need any parenthesis here also, and yeah, so this should give me some result patent, and you can see 135 patents, and here you can see like CN, that is Canada, US, Canada, W means worldwide, something like that. So I'm not really sure about every bit of things. So as I was talking about that whether European Patent Office will provide just the patent filed in Europe or not. So it seems like, of course, not. It also tracks the patent outside Europe also. So those are complicated thing, and I myself don't know, like, what are the procedure of applying patent, and so but being an Indian, whether you should apply in US patent or Indian patents, I think that depends on whether I mean, what is the potential market, in India or in US. So for example, your technology is something that is potentially commerciable in European market or US market, not in Indian market. So then you may want to apply patent in that category and all these things. So I know for sure that you can do apply for US patent or European patent and all these things. So let's not go into those details, so we can dedicate our special time into those things later in different videos. So this is more, so we get 135 patent. So let's go to advanced search, and so you can see that how in the left panel how this is implemented. And yeah, so now maybe I want to show you some filter here also, where let's say so there are a lot of things, so I may not, I myself don't know like what are the IPC main group, subgroups, so I have to learn those things with time. But let's just say I want to select out only US patent among this. So I just click, so there are like 76 patents, so you click on it and apply, and I hope it will work. Yeah, you see there is 76 patent. So about SPECT, that means single photon emission computed tomography, and its application or some relevance to small animal imaging, there are 76 patents, you can see. And of course you can see some patents are US patent but applied as in worldwide most probably. And you can see, okay, so maybe let me just so this is slit slide collimator, and this is something part of a SPECT. Yeah, so let me just open one. I hope it will open. Yeah, now I can show you the applicant here, University of Pennsylvania. Okay, inventor, some person in US. Yeah, and basic metadata here. Yeah, so application date 2007, publication 2007, number. Okay, so these are US as well as worldwide patent. Language, so yeah, so that is all about this thing. I hope I had given you more of a flavor and something to start with. So I will share this particular PDF document. You can download it from the EPO website also, but I will share it in the information section, and so you can see a lot of detail, so which will be useful, if you want to search it along certain years, then of course this is the format of doing thing here. Yeah, these are the format. Yeah, so here also a lot of filter and all this thing discussed. So yeah, so that's it. That's all about the EPO, how you can search in EPO. Okay, so now we will see how to search in the US patent database. So for that you have to open this website. This is the main website, and go here and click on this link, patent public search, and go to advanced search. Okay, yeah, now so this is the page that you want to use, and let's do, so it is little bit different, and I may be maybe I'm not really, so I'm doing this thing for the first time, so I'll just show you the basic thing. So different from EPO, European Patent Office, there are some I can't actually do the full text and abstract. Maybe there are some other functionality that I have to know, but right now I will do the basic thing. So similar kind of a search. Okay, or I think you don't need to give the inverted commas or all this thing. Most probably I'm not really sure about that also. Yeah, I think maybe if there is more than one Word, then you may have to use, yeah, I don't know for sure, I don't know, but this is okay. So let's search it, and here we go. We get lot of result. I think 1272 patent. Yeah, let me check. Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like 500. Who knows? So a little bit kind of a different interface, and so yeah, so you can, what you can do, you can check this patent, and this is the most probably is the metadata page where you can quickly look into the basic stuffs and all this thing. And if you want to go to the text, you have to click here, and you can see 134 pages, and okay, I think I have to click it here. Oh yeah, so I don't think this is the relevant paper. So because I was not able to do it a title search, so that's why a lot of irrelevant paper patents also comes about. But then that is the more or less is the first step to enter into the database and search it. Then you can go on and learn a lot of yeah, a lot of other stuffs also. So for example, I can do select these things. So these are something that you can select for the further reviews, and then you can go here, and this will give you another window containing these. And I think most probably these are, who knows, most probably because I selected just 3, and why there was like 5, maybe they have different version, who knows, I'm not really sure. So yeah, so we have to do a lot of other things also. So there is enhanced search here. I don't know how that will work, but anyway, so you can means we can do that thing with in our spare time. So yeah, that's all about the US patent search. Now we search into the Indian Patent Office database. So before that, I am not actually going into going into the Japanese patent database because of because it's kind of a complex, and although and also like I am very much sure that they have a system where their patents are always in, or specifically the Japanese patent are in their language Japanese, so that needs special kind of a people to analyze that. So that's what my initial understanding. So maybe later I will show you that. And on the other hand, the other database, the WPO database, that I don't find it to be useful. Maybe you can look into the website. It contains a lot of useful information. If you are applying as an international patent, then it is very useful website. But otherwise, database, I couldn't find any efficient search machine, search database, so it gives some sort of weird list of website and all these things. So anyway, on the other hand, for Indian Patent Office database, it is interface is very simple, as we can see. So this is the website, and here you can see it's way more simple. I hope it can do some better job, who knows. Yeah, so you can see published, granted, date. So you can choose the range of time on which you want to really focus on your search, and there are types here: title, abstract. So you can change it, this abstract. So let's do very simple analysis here. So let's do, let's say, yeah, so you have to do, if you want to search for the whole string of word, then you have to use the inverted comma. Oh, sorry. And you have to go, so there are a lot of things, and you have to go here and give the captcha and search it. So you'll see a lot of patents, and I don't know how much they are showing, but yeah, so you can see total 22. So transparent ceramic garnet scintillator detector for positive tomography. Let's check this thing. So it is applied by Lawrence Livermore National Lawrence Livermore National Security LLC. So that means Lawrence Livermore the research institute, the government lab that US had, so must be subsidiary of that sort of company, maybe LLC. And of course Siemens Medical Solution USA. Yeah, and so it's interesting to know that why they are applying patent under applying it as an Indian patent. So I don't know, so these are interesting thing to. And if you go here, okay, so this must be, I don't know what that mean, published and under examination, what that mean, I don't know. But if you go in view document, you can see all the PDF file, and I think this must be the abstract, of course, and this final is the certificate, I think, or oh no, okay, yeah, something, I don't know, but yeah, certainly a lot of document. So it's quite different, as I was talking about, that each database has different sets of rule and different documents. So I believe that US database is quite easy to search and very user friendly, but here of course a lot of things are there which is a little bit not convenient. So you can see the figure, certainly, so it is about certain material, that innovative material that they can use in as PET scintillator. Anyway, so that's the basic steps. Now you can do a lot of advanced search by using all these panels, but and also logical operator. So I think this will give a lot of dimension into the search, similar to US patent and European patent office. But then US patent has this you can read it and you can do a lot of things, so means a lot of post processing that you want to do is possible in the web interface itself, but here of course it may not be possible. That is also same for EPO, where there you can get the number, but then the web, inside the web source, you can't do a lot of processing, which is only possible in US database. So that's all about the demo here. Okay, so so we had learned that how to search on the free databases, various free databases worldwide. And so now, and I had given you the basic idea to start with, how to start with, how to do the searches and all these things. Now this is the core part, that depending on your project, how do you develop a certain smart strategy of coming and searching through this database, so that in the end you come up with, let's say, 60 or 70 relevant patent for the particular technology that you're intending to work, or you're going to work, or will be working, going to work, or actually working. So first thing that you want to do, you want to start with broad search terms, so that you don't miss any relevant patent. So, and this step will produce a lot of false positive. That means a lot of patents which will not be relevant to you. So first thing that you want to do, it will be tedious task, but you have to go through each of the patent and read it quickly, maybe title and abstract, and decide whether those are relevant for you or not. And reading this thing, this is the first round, and reading this thing will give you a more of a very specific idea about what will be the tangible extra search terms that you may have to use. So then in the next step, you want to use those broad search terms as well as those tangible small search terms or specific niche search terms, using some string of Boolean operator and all these things that I had shown you. And of course you have to use smartly this thing that, whether I want to search on title or abstract or full text and all these things. So this is the first round of task, where you will so you'll get a more of a, so basically you start delving into the aspect or the task. And the second round, what we'll do is basically starting with this broader search term and finding tangible search terms. Now we go on stacking various terms in favorable Boolean order to get less and more relevant patents. So, and let's just say you decide that this 5 or 6 or maybe 5 or 10 strings of searches that you come up with, that these are the final thing that I will work on, that these are the search term I will use, and you are sure that this 5 or 6 or maybe 5 or 10 or 20 maybe, these search strings will produce all the patents that you are intending to see. Now next step is that for all these search strings you do, and you get all the patents. Maybe in the first string you will get 100, and in second string you get 150 and all these things. So here you have to again do read everything, and you have to decide whether certain patent is relevant to you or not. If it is relevant, then you will give a score of 1, and if it is not, then you will give score of 0. In this way you can develop a quality control stream quality control process. And in the next step you will just choose the particular string among those 5 or 6 string for which the quality control value is good, it is of good quality. So that is for only one database. So when you do this thing for various databases, then what will happen is that you will most probably, I hope that you will get all the relevant patent and you haven't missed any important patent. So very important to understand here that it is okay to have some tangibly related patent to your technology or what you are working, but if you miss certain patent, that is bad actually. So this you have to be careful about, because that can really affect your patent application in future. So anyway, so in this way, for each database you come up with this one such string which has the highest quality value, and then you will get, let's say, 30 or 35 40 or 50 final patents, and so that will be your output. So that's the way or I believe is one of the way to do the searches in the each database. And then you can actually do this thing for each database, and you can decide, because what happens is that in each database the searching strategy are different. So you have to do this thing for each database, and you will get, let's say here it will be 20, there in the EPO it will be 20, and US Patent Office you will get maybe 30, and sometimes those common patents will come up, and that is very much sure. But you have to collect all of it, and you have to select out the repeated one, reject the repeated ones, and then you will get a list of, let's say 70 or 80 patents. So that will be your final list where you want to dedicate your time onto reading those patents carefully. So that's how you develop a smart strategy of extracting the patents from the databases. Okay, so you basically get a list of patents from different databases, and now you want to dedicate your time into studying those patents carefully, reading everything, and more importantly reading the claims, because what is described in before claim, like in abstract and description section, those parts, those are not really important, or something. Of course those are important, you drawings and all things, you will get the idea what the patent is about. But the claims are very important, because various claims, and not just one claim, but together with 2-3 claims, they will form certain legal picture that this is something they want to legalize as their invention actually. So you have to go through each of the claims, and also have to read it in stacks also maybe. And very importantly, because there will be like 70 or 80 patents, so you want to, rather than just reading and leaving it as it is, you want to make some database. So best is MS Microsoft Access database, which is but as we know that we scientists, or professors, we don't really want to invest on, or sometimes a lot of us are not really easy to, not open to learn some new technical skill analysis. So in that case you can just use the Excel file also. So what I want is basically you to categorize patents into various things, like patent number, patent title, who are the assignee, what are the filing date, and more importantly, what are the main claims that you feel is important, relevant to the work that you are doing. So that is the first level of presenting or stacking your all the relevant patents. And maybe you want to do a different or detailed or the second level of division of those patents also. So in that case, you want to divide the patent into more of a let's just say various categories. Like one category can be that it is about a certain aspect of the technology. Maybe for example, in aspect it can be related to the detector, it can be related to the collimator, it can be related to certain software, or it can be, or in biotechnology, a lot of patents are about the scaling up the production, manufacturing. So those can be also certain category that you want to, or subcategory that you want to divide the patents. So and this category may have further division depending on your need. So these certain tasks that you are doing will be very helpful, because you don't want to just read it and that's it, that's the finished thing, that's the end of the task, because you want to maybe 2-3 months later, or maybe 1 year later, you want to get back to this whole task that you have done, searching and reading all these patents, and you want to get some idea, because your project will be developing with time. So in that case, this particular even this just the Excel file will be very useful, because then you can just quickly, you don't have to read every 70 of the patents. You can just look into the table and you can make an idea, and you can recollect actually. So that's why I'm saying this is very important. And that's all about this particular uh, presentation on all this thing. And again, I will say that this is very important. You should do that, because it's not like 4 or 5 or 6 paper that after 1 year you can just again read it and understand it. It most probably, depending on your particular work that you are doing, it can be 70, 80 or 50 or maybe 100, more than 100 patents. So this will always save some time. And this is the particular paper that I had referred, and the example that had been given in the paper is actually on the biotechnology and plant biotechnology and all these things. So I haven't used that particular example, because you may not be from that background, so it will be very dull experience. So I try to give you a flavor of various databases, how you can search, and try to give you the basic information about what are the possible way you can strategize your search and all this thing. And in the information section, I will also provide some link and link of the PDFs also, which will be of relevant and useful. So that's it all about the video. See you in the next week.